Rashida Tlaib is a Democratic member of the Michigan House of Representatives. She represents the 12th District. Rashida also became the first Muslim American woman to serve in the Michigan legislature. She lives in Detroit with her husband and her two sons.
The biggest obstacle is juggling and balancing. I think that, as a mother, we're very in tuned with what's going on with our children on a constant basis. And fathers, I know that they have a role, but I think mothers have this tendency to, um, the guilt when you walk out that door and trying to balance work and life and be able to be a partner with your spouse or your partner and trying to pay for the quality of life that you want or whatever. It's probably the most challenging thing to be able to walk out that door and be able to come home and have dinner with your family or be able to tuck your kids in. It's really difficult and you don't get used to it. I was part of Center for Progressive Leaders, and I had enrolled in the program while I was recruited by the former Florida leader, Steve Tabachman. And Steve Tabachman represented the area I represent now. And, he just was open and frank and said, "What are you going to do in 2 years when I'm term limited out?" And I said, "I don't know, probably go back to the nonprofit sector." And long story short, he began a coup with the majority of women around me, asking me why I'm not running, including Shelley Weisberg from ACLU and other moms, my friend Dessa. So I felt like there was this coup that began and uh, said you should run. This is something you should do. And I think it was what Shelley said, which was people like us never think about running for office, and that's what's wrong with the system. And I think that really resonated with me more than anything anybody else was telling me. And it was hard because as a woman first and as a mother, it was like I was looking for permission. And when I say that to other colleagues, they said that's exactly what they struggle with. Other female colleagues that are serving with me, they say the same thing. That's so true. It's something embedded into our souls that we're like looking for permission to say this is okay. This is okay to go into this direction. Look, when you walk out the door, and you better make sure your time is spent well. I don't know how to explain that. So I'm not going to go out there and not give it my all. I'm not going to waste time. I'm not going to, people look at me and they're like, "I can't believe you just keep going, keep going." I'm like, I'm leaving my family for 8 hours or more a day. Uh, Way more than that, and trying to represent families that are going through some of the most challenging times in their lives. I'm going to make it worthwhile. And so, you know, I feel like in many ways, because I'm a mom, I see things differently. Because I'm a mom, I'm making sure that there's no time wasted. If I'm not home with my kids, I better be doing something phenomenal that's worthwhile to being away from my kids for this long and making sure that I'm creating a world that's going to be wonderful for them. That they can do it. My son was not even 3 years old, Adam. He's six now. He was only 2 years old when I decided to run. And I kept thinking to myself, what is it? He just was so proud of me. He didn't know what I was really doing, but it was like mom's doing something. And I remember him coming to the campaign office and sitting with me and playing. And he messed with the stamps a lot, but you make him part of, you make them part of the campaign family. You make them part of the efforts that you're doing, all the work that you're doing. That's my advice. And not think of it as a con that you're a mom or you're a young mom, but that's actually what sets you apart from some of your other colleagues that don't have younger children or are not mothers or don't understand the kind of lens that we see the world in because we feel this overwhelming responsibility to making sure it's a safe environment, that they clean, that they're breathing clean air, that they have access to health care and human services, all these things that, matter so much as a mother. I just think, anybody that's thinking about running, if you're a mom, always think of that as the most positive thing because people want different people representing them. They want something different. They're so tired of, the same old folks putting themselves out there. They want something different, and I think moms really make a tremendous difference here in the legislature. And I can imagine across the country if more and more moms would run, I really think it would be a different world.